You don't want them to walk. You take off too much heel, they're going to walk on their heels. If you take off too much toe, they'll walk too high up, um, and so you watch them walk, and you can kind of tell who needs what. They'll start limping, or like if you see them running and it looks like both back feet are moving at the same time, there's not a solid step. It's probably time for a trim.
I've seen people put like a concrete block, or like when people bust out those like round concrete they go under like culverts.
Pipes.
That's what it is. Drain pipes, culverts. And then they'll just throw them out wherever their water is.
Yep.
And so they'll climb on. Goats like to climb anyway, so they'll probably climb on them anyway. But if you can make it so that they have to go over that concrete and stuff to get to whatever they want to get to, then it's helpful. Or you can just put those drain pipes out for something like for them to have shelter, and they'll climb them.
This building over here before it was a vegetable processing shed, it was a dairy, and there was a pin behind it, and we had a bunch of those broke up culverts and cinder blocks and bricks, just big old pile of it. It was great to clear out. But so as you try to figure out what to take off, you don't have to take off a lot at a time. I typically try to take off just what's starting to curl over, and the first few times you do it, you're gonna be I hope that you're more nervous than gung ho about it. It'll grow back, but you'll see it turn from like it'll get wider as you go. So this is dirt here, but you can kind of see how the hoof wall here is curled over. I'm just gonna take that off and get enough to where you can see. And so you got that white line there, just like you see on a horse.
And when it curls like that, it's like the perfect breeding space for bacteria and stuff. So you want to trim off all of that, like curl over, or any sometimes they'll get like a hole in them. Even if I have to nick them a little bit, they might bleed a little bit, but I'll cut those holes out because I don't want a bunch of stuff getting hung up in there creating abscesses.
Don't be afraid of that. The foot's a long way from the heart. Splash a little bit of iodine on them. Life will go on. It'll grow back. I mean, if you cut down to there, you got a problem. But so I'm trying to get to where. Wonder if I can. Oh, another thing. So they'll want to adapt to like the foot's really adaptive. So if I were to cut one of these toes really short and not touch the other one, you'd see her start walking on her ankle, and then eventually one side will keep growing because there's not any weight on it, and the other side isn't going to grow because it's carrying all the weight. So you kind of see a little bit how it looks like she's standing on this heel here. Here, another point I want to make is you generally don't have to take as much off on the inside toe as you will on the outside. But you are looking for balance. You want to see them kind of stand even on it. Now, the great thing about doing it often is eventually they get into the routine. The first time you do kids, they're just going to kick and kick and kick, and remember you're the human in this. They're the goat. Goats are going to be goats. They're going to try to kick. Their whole instinct is that anything that's trying to touch them is trying to eat them if it's not their mom. And so they're going to kick, and eventually they'll get tired. Or you can take a foot and put it there. But it's not so bad. You got to be smarter than the goats.
I got a horse that does the same thing with a farrier.
Yeah. And as your farrier just turn around, just smack them, lose his cool. No.
It makes it so much worse.
Yeah.
And so if ours are being ugly, and for some reason they're just not gonna stand there and let me trim their foot, she's probably, I would guess her probably about 100 maybe. I just lay them down. I would just flip them like a calf, put a knee on them, and do their feet. Give them their shot. they're funny because typically when you throw them down, then they're I don't know how they have survived in the natural this long because once they get on their side, it's like they're dead typically.
If you ever feel like you're not making a difference, put that thought out. You are. I'm really glad y'all are here.
And too, it sounds like James, you're like the natural kind of farrier, which I love because there's a lot of farriers out there who want to fix the way that for